Hey there and welcome. I'm so excited to show you guys my brand new weekly meal planner guide. This is something that I've been thinking about doing for quite some time because I have so many conversations with other women who want to get their head wrapped around meal planning and prepping. They really want to prioritize healthy eating in their lives and they can't quite figure out the system to be able to learn how to do that, to put it into action. It's something that they think about a lot, but they're not really sure where to start. So I created this guide to show you exactly what I have done for the past 2 or 3 years to really plan out my weekly meals and my family's menus, and that way I know what we're having for dinner every night. I know what I'm having for breakfast, lunch, and snacks. I can pack it ahead if I need to, depending on what my schedule looks like, and that way I always have a healthy choice on hand. So I want to walk you through this guide and how my intention was for you to use it, and I'm going to start with the intentions and goals worksheet. So this is where you can really get clear on how you want to feel for the week. This is where you can really get clear on things that you want to work on. If you've got things in particular that you've got in mind that you want to write down here, wrap your brain around that first before you dive into the meal planning and prepping. And that way you can really know what you want to focus on going into the week. So I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples of what I wrote down. This is just my intentions and goals for me personally. Yours is going to be different, but just to give you an example. So I wrote down to eat foods that are rich in fiber and will support my digestion. If you guys have looked at any of my other stuff or followed anything that I've posted on social media, you know that digestive health is super, super important to me. I have a strong family history of serious and chronic gut health conditions, and so it's something that I'm always focused on. So I really want to choose foods that are as minimally processed or unprocessed as possible. I want to choose foods that are high in natural fiber, not fiber that's added to it after it's been processed and packaged, but plant foods that are high in fiber like beans, vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds, those kinds of things. Another one that I wrote down is to choose more whole foods to satisfy my sweet tooth. I have a huge sweet tooth. Can anybody relate? So for instance, fruits, roasted sweet potatoes, go-tos for like those kinds of things. So, reaching for fruit for dessert instead of like, almond milk ice cream or, a bunch of chocolate or something like that. A little chocolate, even a little almond milk ice cream every now and again is okay. It's just not something we want to do daily. So my intention for this week is to really, reach for fruits and things like that for my desserts. And then another one that I wrote down is to eat more slowly and focus on chewing my food well. So that's also something that benefits digestion among so many other things, which is why it's top of mind for me. But I find that I eat really fast, and so I want to really focus this week on slowing down meals, enjoying conversation with my family, really focusing on chewing my food, focusing on the taste and all that I'm experiencing while I'm eating my meals. So like I said, your intentions and goals are going to be different, but go ahead and get them on this piece of paper, and that way it's going to be top of mind for you as you go through the week. So you can start there and then move into the weekly meal plan. So this is handy because you're looking at every day. You've got Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on one sheet, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then notes for anything that you want to try for the following week. So what I recommend and what I like to do is I kind of alternate breakfasts. So I'll go through and do like, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll do overnight oats. So I'll know that I need to make 3 overnight oats for the week ahead. And then on maybe like Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, I'll, plan to have like whole grain toast or sprouted grain toast and fruit. So I'll go ahead and write that in there, just alternating. And that way I know what I need to have on hand and what I need to prep ahead of time, for instance, the overnight oats. And then for lunch, I kind of alternate between if I know I'm going to have leftovers, then I might have those leftovers, if it's leftover pasta or something like that, and put it on top of salad greens. Or if I know I need to build my own salad, then I'll know I need to have like some cooked beans or even, canned beans that I've rinsed and drained, ready to go in the refrigerator, some sort of cooked whole grain, maybe some roasted sweet potatoes and other cooked roasted veggies. So I'll kind of go through and do the same thing like I do for breakfast, just alternate. Snacks don't really change a lot for me. It's oftentimes fruit, maybe Lara bars are my favorite snack bars. I love different whole grain crackers that I'll keep on hand. So I'll write those in so I'll know, if it's like 3:30, 4 o'clock and I'm starving, I can look and go, oh, what did I plan to have for a snack today? And grab it out of the pantry or grab a banana off of the counter or whatever it is. So just writing it down and having that game plan is going to really add up hugely for you and benefit you. And then for dinner, I like to go ahead and plan out dinners for the week ahead. And while I'm doing that, I'll sit down and look at our family's schedule for the week. So if someone has like a late ball game or we've got an event or something that we've got to go to, I'll write that in the meal plan. So if I'm having to get a sitter for the girls, I'll say, sitter dinner at event, or dinner out after Mary Kate's volleyball game or whatever it is. I always like to write that in the calendar. I do recommend that you plan your dinners ahead of time. That way you'll know some things to prep on the weekend. So go ahead and get all 7 of your days written out the best you can. If you have a recipe that your family loves or something new that you tried or something that you want to try, you can write it here for things to try next week. Write notes to yourself there. You know, as my family shares with me that they really love some of the different things that I try, I'll make note of that so I can keep that on hand in our family's rotation, because nothing is better than when you find a healthy meal that everybody in your family loves, right? Put that on your weekly rotation, or at least every other week. Then you've got a space for your grocery shopping list. This is something that I've done on my phone for years, but I love having it all in one place. So just an idea, what you could do is on one side, have your weekly go-tos that you always pick, things you always pick up for your family, whether that's snacks for your kids or certain fruits that they love or vegetables that you eat on a weekly basis, salad greens, whatever. You can put those on one side, and then anything special that you need for, you know, dinners that you're planning on making, you can put on the other side. Because a lot of your groceries, your weekly grocery list, will be repeats, just things that you're buying on a weekly basis that your family, like if you know your kids love grapes in their lunchbox, then grapes are going to be on your grocery shopping list every week, right? And then foods to prep for this week. So you can look back at your meal plan, figure out what you can do a little bit of work on the weekend, and write those down here, and then you can check them off. So for instance, here's what I wrote down. Roast sweet potatoes. This is something that I do every weekend. I'll do like 2 or 3 big sweet potatoes. Cook a pot of whole grains in my Instant Pot. So that might be quinoa, brown rice, something different. I'll also cook a pot of beans. Or if I don't have time to do a pot of beans, then I'll do canned beans, and I'll go ahead and wash, put them in the colander. I'll wash and rinse and strain like 2 or 3 cans of whatever beans that I want to have on hand, if I've got garbanzo beans or black beans or whatever it is. And I'll have those washed and ready to go in a container in my fridge. I'll roast other vegetables and have those ready to go in containers in my fridge. I'll make overnight oats, so I know if I'm having overnight oats like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever days it is, you can have them every day if you want. I'll know how many I need to make up ahead and put in the refrigerator like on Saturday or Sunday whenever I do my meal prep. And then wash any berries and other fruits that I want to have on hand. So you can really break this down, and that's my intention with this planner, is to get a good grasp on what your week looks like, make a plan, and then break it down into the action steps that you need to take so that you have these things ready to go. Let's say you're making stir fry on Wednesday night. You can go ahead and, you know, chop vegetables. You can go ahead and make brown rice on the weekend. That way, all you've got to do is throw those vegetables in your skillet, stir fry it with a little soy sauce, and you've got your brown rice ready to go. You just throw it all in a bowl. It takes you maybe 10 or 15 minutes to make dinner that night, probably even less. But that way, when you have a plan, you have action steps that you can take, and you can take some of those action steps ahead of time on the weekend. It's gonna make it so much easier for you guys. The more you do this, the more you practice, the easier it's gonna get. It's gonna be just like second nature, and that's what I want it to be for you guys. So let me know what questions you have, and I'll see you soon.